I
Hey
mean, it'd
guys,
be cool.
this is Johnson160 here again with Techno Ender Mage.
Hello.
Uh, this is an earlier stream than it's supposed to be done tomorrow, but uh, I will be out of town this weekend, so I can't do it. And I'm sure Techno is just as busy this weekend.
Yes.
So we decided to do it today since I'm out of school, and it's early because I can't do it late because I leave tonight. So yeah, let's get started. What do you wanna? I think we should, since we both watched so much of Bob Samurai, and that we will probably we will show up with talking about him a lot since we both enjoy his videos. What did you think of his top? Well, his the fan favorite of his top five. What were you surprised about Sao?
And a little bit, but at the same time, I understand. I mean, SEO was kind of drawn out when it first started. I mean, you start watching like the first episode, and you're like, "Oh yeah, this show is gonna be awesome," and
Mm-hmm.
then it
Yeah.
just ends up being, "Oh, he's running around with all these girls. It's literally another harem show." So,
Exactly, exactly. I wasn't too surprised, and I I wanted some other shows up there. Personally, for me, I want some other shows up there. I actually even commented on the video,
right,
um, but they didn't get up there. But the one thing I was expecting to it be on the list, period, was School Days because I haven't personally watched School Days. I've watched a review on School Days. I have a friend who recommends me a lot of anime from school, and he would even like, dude, don't even waste your time with School Days. It is really bad.
right,
And so I saw the review on it. It looked bad. It was like a high school anime just gone wrong, and it was just hilarious to me that he even called it being up there higher. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be hot up there because School Days is some trash. Like
yeah,
that is maybe you have told me it's some trash. I don't even have to watch it because when that many people tell you a show is trash, it's
you know
trash.
it's bad. Yeah,
Um, like one of the shows I really wanted to be up there was Love Hina, and Love Hina, I feel like I wasted a couple like 2 weeks of my life watching that show.
yeah,
I watched 25 episodes plus like the two or three movies like the winter and summer and I think like the spring or something movie specials. And I was just like, "Oh my god, this is so terrible." But the same creator who made that terrible show also made the Negima remake Master of Magi, and I actually like that show. I have that show on DVD. That show is
nice.
very I like that show. Can get a
Yeah,
little weird sometimes, but it's a well done show. And it's just like, how do you go from something so terrible like Love Hina, something so good like Negima? Because Negima for me, it wasn't the action. It was okay. Some of the action sometimes wasn't the action. It wasn't the characters. It was the comedy that really got me
hmm,
into it, and that's why I like it. But Love Hina had terrible characters, terrible love story, terrible comedy, and it was just everyone blaming this one derpy, weak kid dude, and he's like, "Oh, help me," and I just want to be friends, and I'm like, we all know you're a man, so obviously you want to bang every girl here, being super
hmm,
duper sexist. Like women,
yeah,
women say that men are the sexist, but if you look at it nowadays, it's like really they're becoming a little more sexist because it's not like they're not equal anymore. They are equal in a lot of things. They get equal pay, or in a lot of places they get equal pay, equal jobs, and now but they still get to say stuff like, "Oh, all men are pigs," and all
hmm,
men deserve to die. And I'm just like, and you don't find that sexist at all? So a
yeah.
little hypocritical right there. But that's not what we discuss here at Anime Discussions. We discuss anime, not feminism and things like that. I don't need a billion female commenters cursing me out. That's something else in my day I don't need. I have enough already.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
But to start off our discussion on anime, I would like to go first in talking about. Oh crap! Where's my phone? Oh, there it is. Talking about uh. We talked about Air Gear in the last
Yes, we
episode,
did.
correct?
We talked about the OVAs.
And the OVAs. All right. Oh yeah, we didn't extensive into that. I
Hmm.
personally would like to talk about. Where is it? I gotta. Because I believe you have seen this. Uh,
All right.
I'm trying to find it. Oh, duh. I don't even know why I had to go look for it. Uh, Code Geass.
Jeez.
It's a favorite of yours, I know. You
Yeah.
got me. Techno over here begged me to watch it because I know Techno personally, and so Techno was like, "Dude, you have to watch Code Geass. You have to watch Code Geass. You're exactly like Lelouch." And I'm just like, "All right." I finally broke down after many months of him telling me to watch Code Geass. I watched Code Geass. Uh,
Jeez.
I It took me a while to watch. I watched the good portion of the first season. Got to like episode like 20, 22, 21, and then I stopped because school got a little hectic. And I stopped for a while. So over winter break, took my laptop where I had both series on there, and I finished season one, watched all of season two and the rest of season one in one day, um, and it was very enjoyable because I didn't finish watching Death Note for the record.
Mm,
I
neither did
finished I finished reading Death Note.
Yeah.
Like imagine like a little 6-year old sixth grade seventh sixth grade or seventh grader kid reading these paragraph thought bubbles of Death Note on a school night, and it's like 1 in the morning, and I'm like, I have to finish, have to finish, have to finish, and it just got long and drawn out. And there's always a debate of what's better, Code Geass or Death Note, and
Mm,
I personally believe my personal opinion on it is that Code Geass is better than Death Note
for sure.
for these simple reasons of things that like Lelouch, unlike Lelouch and Light have a lot of similarities. They both have these plans for the world, but Lelouch looks in the long term. Lelouch has these plans that incorporate he accounts for what he has to lose. He accounts for the casualty. He accounts for okay, my sister not only something could happen to her, something could happen to my father, something could happen to these or he doesn't care about his dad, but something could happen to something can happen to these people that I've come close to, and he prepares for that. Whereas, as far as Light, wow, and I totally forgot to get the spoiler alert thing, but yeah, all podcasts that we do include spoilers, and it's like uh, Light. What Light doesn't do, Light just focuses on his one goal, like
Mm,
wiping the world of all criminals. So, and it was very surreal when you find out how heartless he really is when his dad is dying, and he's like, "You're gonna die in vain if you don't write his name down on the death note and kill
yeah.
him." I'm like, "Dude, your dad's dying. The guy who raised you, yeah, he's bleeding out and about to die, and all you can care about is killing him so he won't catch you and put you in prison like you should be,
Right.
or kill you." And that's the thing that really irritated me about Light, because there was a time in my life where I was like Light, where I didn't really care about the people around me or what happened to them. But I think I've grown to be more like Lelouch to the point where I'm like, I think I think things through. The different things I do, like even to just annoy people, I think about it before I do it. Like people call me impulsive, but other people like some people tell me that they don't think I'm impulsive. I do impulsive things, but I think about it before I do it, and I do it anyway. And I think that's
Yeah.
very true because like I do it. I'm not gonna lie. I do impulsive things on purpose, and it's then I think that puts me closer to Lelouch than Light because it's like I think things through. It's not just I have this one primary goal and it's like, oh, whatever happens happens. No, I'm like, this person that was close to me could die. This person could get hurt. I have to be prepared for this.
Yeah.
And
No, Code Geass is just awesome.
and Code Geass is actually one of the reasons why there wasn't a video this week is because next week's review is Code Geass. Actually, it was supposed to be this week's, but I did I talked so much about this series. It took so long. It took 20 minutes, and I film live, and because I don't do pre-record. I just record live and learn from my mistakes if I mess up. Uh, I actually did 20 minutes of filming, right?
Mm,
And then I tried to upload to YouTube and it failed, and I used the YouTube webcam thing, so it didn't upload. So that was 20 minutes of film that was gone, and I was like, just can't do it this week. I
yeah.
just threw my hands up. There won't be a video today either, just because I have to pack and stuff. So like there has been no videos this week. I'm just like I just can't do it because that 20 minutes of filming took me a while. It took me
Yeah.
like 6 tries of like 10 to 15-minute filming slots to get it right, and I finally got on that 20 minutes, so I got it right, and then it just to be gone, I was just so done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I will do it again because what I'm doing with Code Geass is I'm taking the first season, putting it part one, and then next week after I do that one will be part two. And
Ah,
I'm
smart.
reviewing the season separately because a lot of things change if you really
A
look
lot of
at
things
it.
changed.
Like over the course of season one, season two, you really find out that literally everyone who has power has a freaking Geass. It was just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, they kind of went out of control in the second season, but I feel like I understand why they did. In the first season, it was more like, oh, Lelouch and his father and a few other people have Geass, and it's
We
just
didn't even
like,
know his dad had Geass
yeah, we find
until
out
like
later.
towards the end.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, oh, Lelouch has entered this world that he doesn't understand. And in the second season, you see that because
Yeah.
he's all like, oh, well, now everybody has a Geass, somebody has a Geass, and then it's just
I'm
like,
surprised Suzaku didn't get Geass of all people. But I
yeah,
don't,
but I understand why he didn't.
he couldn't handle having a Geass. Like
No,
what would his power be? Like
right?
I
Yeah,
give
it just
Suzaku a lot of crap. He gained some respect for me by the end of the second season, but also I would have gained more respect for him if he was close to Lelouch and had the conflict of killing him. But I already knew that if it came down to him having to kill Lelouch, he wouldn't care. He really wouldn't,
mm,
because he was so done with him. And I was like, well, screw you, Suzaku, because you killed your own dad. First of all, let's put
that's
that on the
true.
table. I mean, yeah, I understand you that you were in love with Euphemia, but let's not forget her father and their family oppressed
Hmm.
the Japanese people. Let's not forget about that. And you know what? Do you really think that her dad would, or even one of her brothers and sisters would let that like zone go on, or the people of Bhutan let that zone go on? That was a bad idea waiting to happen.
It was a bad idea waiting to happen because I mean, oh yeah, she's all sweet and all, and she's like, I'm gonna help everybody, but no, on the end of it all, she was literally playing into her father's hands because he were gonna gather them all up and just murder them off. I mean, seriously, literally a concentration camp.
Exactly. There was just there was just nothing that was going to good that was going to come out of that. And I think the fact that she got so close to Lelouch, I think that the way I feel about what happened with Lelouch's Geass, I think subconsciously he knew what was going to happen. So that's why
Yeah.
subconsciously his Geass activated, but then it went out of control.
Mm.
Subconsciously, Lelouch was like, "This is not going to work. I have to do something." But Euphemia was so close to him, and the fact that she found out who he was surprised the crap out of me. And
Hmm.
he was just like, and subconsciously was like, I have to do something, which he did. So his Geass activated. And I think that this plays for Code Geass a little like on like Light's arrogance towards the end of Death Note.
Yeah.
So did you get far enough to where like you meet N and M?
Yeah.
So at the end of Death Note, N cracks the case. He figures out and he accuses Light, but Light has already transferred Death Note to someone else, and that person saw N's name, but N had switched out the pages of the Death Note, and
Mm.
so Light says I win and like has like this big grin on his face, thinking he won, but it failed. And
Yep.
then it was just a confirmation that he was Kira, and I think that's kind of how it played for Lelouch, where it was like, haha, I have this power, so if I would told you to go do this, you do it, and then she actually did it because it activated. That was him being
Hmm.
arrogant. If he was like, okay, let's do this, and yes, activated, nothing would have happened.
Yeah.
But so he had to be so arrogant and be like, well, I'm have much more power than you. If I said go kill all the 11s, you're gonna do it because I have this power. And then his Geass activated from his
Yeah.
arrogance, and then she killed everyone. And that was just a straight up slaughter. Like that was not fun to watch. I'm all
No.
for blood and gore, but come on, that was like almost genocide.
Pretty much. It was
Yeah,
really bad.
yeah, and the thing from Lelouch's standpoint, he was like, okay, I did this, it's my fault, but I have to make the most out of what I just did,
Yeah.
which is what he does. He's like, hey, they tricked us, so let's go beat them down.
Yep.
And towards the end of season two, I kind of had an idea of what Lelouch was going to do, because after they had all figured out that he was really a Brutanian and all that type of
Yeah.
thing, and the fact that he could have gotten with Colin, but he knew that Colin wouldn't let him die.
Yeah.
So that's why he pushed her away. because I don't know who Lelouch had feelings for. Well, I mean, I know he had some feelings for Shirley, but then Shirley died, which was just
Yeah.
so jacked up. And I forget, and I think Suzaku was still mad about Shirley thinking that Lelouch killed her. I don't know if Lelouch ever
Mm.
told him that Rollo killed her.
Yeah, that would have changed things definitely, but
I think he never told Suzaku that Rollo killed Shirley. And I really thought then and there when he shot Shirley that Lelouch might actually snap and kill Rollo.
I did too. I was
I
like,
was like,
oh
okay,
snap,
you
he's
are
about to.
dead. Lelouch is
Whoa.
gonna put you down.
Yep.
But like the fact that I think he was in love with Shirley, and then he started to, and I think there was always that kind of thing with C2, which is
Mm.
why he never acted on his feelings for Shirley. But then after C2 lost her freaking memory, so
Yeah, it was kind of a lost cause.
and then towards the end when him and Colin were getting close to the fact that she knew who he was and she was the only person he could really trust at this point with her
Yeah.
freaking awesome girl in Mark II,
Oh yeah.
so sweet. Um, that she was the only person she was the only person that Lelouch at this point could trust, could count
Yeah.
on, because even with C2 getting her memory back, C2 was in a bad place.
Mm.
Not only hates him right now,
Yep. Yep.
um, well, actually, no. At that point, he thought she was dead. No,
Mm.
no. She had already figured out, and then she already broke the gas already by the time Colin had kissed him at the thing. So yeah. So at this point, Nonali hates him. Shirley's dead. C2's useless at this point, and he rules over all. And he was like, "Look, what I'm about to do. You're not gonna be happy about it. So I'm gonna make you hate me." And he pushed her away, and so. I had a
It's just
feeling
beautiful.
I had a feeling that Suzaku didn't die when she fought him, because that whole thing to
Mm.
live, there was no amount of blood that would have killed him.
Yeah.
There was not enough, and I was like, okay, that dude has to be alive. And so the running pattern that he did when they were shooting at him, I was like, is that Suzaku? And it was like Suzaku was
Yep.
like, oh well, okay, all right, Lelouch, well played. I mean, I saw that one coming. I
Yeah.
had suspicion that you were going to do something crazy, but get Suzaku to kill you and let him be the light.
Yep. No, it's just beautiful, beautiful how Lelouch planned it, because he's like, oh well, if I'm trying to be the hero of the world, but at the same time I will become its villain in order to save it. Now it's like, that's just so honorable. No one will ever know your story. Everyone will
And I
be
like
like,
how he could
oh,
just,
this guy's evil, and you know.
and I like how they finally told us who C2 was always talking to.
Mm,
She was talking to the past people who died using the Gios. And
yeah.
I like how it's like she's like, yeah, Lelouch, I bet you up there laughing at you because everybody played into your plan.
Mm,
And I don't know what would have happened, because the only reason he did that was because after his whole thing with his mom and dad, that's when his plans changed.
yeah.
His plans changed after that. So I don't know what his original plan was going to be other than after making Japan an independent country.
Yeah.
Because I knew he
Well,
wasn't.
I guess
I
it
knew,
made sense where he was going.
like he was. I knew he wasn't going to take power. Once they
Definitely.
found he was a Britannian, it was a wrap. So I know he wasn't going to take power. But what was his original plan is what I want to know, because his plan would have never changed, because he made that whole speech about his father being in the past, his mother being in the present, and then him being in the future. It was like he that's when you really start thinking ahead, like, okay, I need to be the self-sacrifice. I need to do this because my
Mm,
parents went Cocoa Puffs and
and
lost
destroyed
everything
everything.
and tried to destroy everything. So
Yeah.
what was his original plan after killing his father?
No idea. You may
I
never know.
love how Lelouch rolls up. Everyone thinking that his dad's back. He just rolls up, plops down, and is like, "Yo, I'm ruler now. What's good?" And then they're like, take him down. Suzaku busts out, take everybody down. He's like, anything else?
Yeah,
That was like,
that was one of the most beast moments in that show.
yes.
No, that's why Suzaku deserves respect.
But alright, he deserves some of my respect, but I still don't like him. If he had more compassion for King Lelouch, he would have gotten more respect. But I knew
Yeah.
he did it so unhardly. He just didn't care at this point. He was like, "Oh, Lelouch dying? Okay, great, I'm on board with that."
Yeah. No, he was too easily swayed to. As soon as Lelouch said, "Oh, I need you to kill me," he was like, "I'm on board. Let's do this."
Yeah. Alright, so you're up. Because we just spent a
I'm up.
crap ton of time talking about Code Geass, so you're up.
Yeah. Let's see. The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzuma, or did we talk about that already?
No, we haven't talked about that. Suzumiya. Oh, you are. Oh man. You might. I might come through the screen if you say something bad about my girl Suzumiya or my.
I'm
And not even
sorry.
really Suzumiya. And not really my girl Suzumiya. It's just Yuki. Yuki is my favorite character by far.
Oh,
I
he's
love
awesome.
Yuki's.
Yeah.
Yuki is awesome, even though she's only 3 years old.
hmm
If you think
No, but
about it, she's only
seriously.
3.
Yeah, but seriously, this show is where to start? Well, I guess I should start at the beginning. Don't like Suzumiya. I understand I understand what she did in the first
Hater.
episode. I'm not a hater. You stop
Hater.
that. No, I understand why she did what she did the first day of class. Okay, that's completely understandable. She wanted things to be different, but her impulsive attitude through the rest of the series and just being blind to everything that's going on and living in her own world just ticks me off to
Okay, you
no
have to
end.
understand something. She is God, dude. She has
I
that
don't
right.
care. I don't care. Like, for example, the episode where her and the other guy ended up going into that other
Keon.
world. Yeah, when her and Keon went into that other world, and he's all like, he knows what's going on because the
She thought she was
Esper told
dreaming.
him. Yeah, she thought she was dreaming. She's like, "Why are you here?" And he's like, "Oh, I have no idea either." Then the Esper shows up, and he's all like, "Oh yeah, she's creating a new world. We're probably all going to die." And yeah,
And that's why she can't. Because if Suzumiya understood what the grasp of her power, do you understand what she would do?
yes, I do because it's like a child with a gun, I guess. Closest
Exactly.
thing I can
If any
picture.
one of us even got that power, it'd be hard not to change how you want it to be. But
Exactly.
the fact that she had no one as a child, her parents aren't even referenced.
Right.
And
Not
she
once.
and she was pretty much a juvenile all through her life. So the fact that if she knew what she could do, she just screw the world however
Mhm.
she saw fit. So the fact that that's why that gives her the right to be ignorant, because if she knew what she could do, the whole world would have been screwed. And the Esper and Naga, Kyo, not Ki- well, Kion can let that happen. Koizumi can let that happen. Um, Yugi couldn't let that happen. Mikuru couldn't let that happen because they'd all be screwed. And because Suzumiya, she has this grasp on the world where it's like, I want something different. I want aliens. I want espers. I want time travelers. I want to hang out with these people. I want to know a world like that. And she could create that world, but the massive destruction, casual loss would all outweigh what she wanted. But she wouldn't
Mhm.
care because again, she's God, which I feel gives her the right to be ignorant. Because if she wasn't ignorant, if she was as smart as Lelouch and had all that power, then
Oh boy.
the destruction would be massive. It would be ridiculous.
I guess, but at the same time, it's like ignorance. It just annoys me to no end. Like it was all happening right in front of her. All these people were in this club room. Why couldn't she see it? And it's weird because the only normal
Or they
person
never show their
was
powers.
right.
Anytime they actually ever show their powers, they're only around Kion, and she doesn't.
Mhm.
And she can't admit that she cares enough about Kion to even follow him around or anything. She's not that stalker chick. She's that chick who's at school and goes crazy and goes home and does whatever she feels like. And so Koizumi, they had like a hour and a half drive for Koizumi to use his powers. Yuki
Mhm.
had to invite him to her house and like get him drunk on tea to explain it to him. Mikuru
Yeah.
had to make him pass out to meet her future self, like to make him meet her future self in like the future, and that's all. All that only happened to Kion, and there'd be no way for her to really know. Really, if I didn't know about their past, I would have thought Koizumi was just some weird gay dude, Mikuru was just some timid chick, and Yuki. No offense to gay people, but that's how Koizumi came out. He was getting a
No,
little
totally, totally. I thought the
he was
same
getting a
thing.
little too close to Keon sometimes, and that Yuki was just a bookworm who didn't like to talk to people. That's what you would think if that was on the outside,
Mhm.
because that's how they really are on the outside. But behind the scenes, if you don't know what's going on behind the scenes with you in their home life, then
Yeah,
you would just think that they're a band outcast.
pretty
That's
much.
that's your thing. So that's why she can't see it. Because to her, she had to be the turning point in their lives. She had to be the person to say, okay, let's have some fun.
Mm. No, it's just there's that, and then there's it reminds me too much of Medaka Box, and I hated Medaka Box.
Yeah, I've never seen Madoka Box.
Don't even bother; it's a waste of your time.
But yeah, one of my favorite things about Haru Suzumiya was the Ryoko Yuki fight because that
Mm-mm.
thing was off the chain.
Yeah, totally. The fights were good. They needed to be more of those.
But I can only do so much, and I like Haru Suzumiya so much because it's not my top 10. It's like my top 15,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but it's not a generic high school anime.
It isn't.
You like it even it has the obligatory episodes, but they always have a spin on like the obligatory beach episode. It
Yeah,
turns
which I
into a
despise.
freaking it turns into a freaking like detective murder who murdered this guy case, and it all
Yeah,
turns out to be a prank, and it's just so cool because it's like
yeah, I wasn't
it
expecting
takes
that at all.
it takes a 180 and you don't even see it coming. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and good shows can do that. Haru Suzumiya is such a good show because it's like it can take these 180 turns and
So
you
casually, and you're just like, oh,
yeah. And at first, I have to be honest with you, I had to. It took me 3 tries to get through Haru Suzumiya, and then I watched it again like later, like a year or so after finished watching it to just for nostalgia. It took me over all that time to actually begin to like Keone. The first couple times I watched it, I did not like Keone because Keone
mm,
was this monologuing, annoying, couldn't get down with the fun type of guy, and I'm like, hey, Suzumiya is cool, and but as I got older, I was like, I understand where you're coming from, Keone, because while all the stuff is
yeah.
going on, that's
You're
just
like,
how do you cope
just
with
stop.
that?
I don't, and honestly, I feel like Keon when I was watching that show because all the time I was face bombing, and I was like, just stop. You're gonna destroy everything.
Well, because it takes a younger mind to watch it and understand it.
Yeah,
For me, I
yeah,
watched
yeah.
it when I was younger, so it was like I'm like this kid who's like, hey, I want to do some stuff like that. That looks fun. Is that what high school is like? Yeah, I wish high school was like that.
So true.
Uh, wish high school was like that, but you know, as a younger kid, and that's why I like this show. It's no different to why like you like Pokemon, I like Pokemon.
Mhm.
Why we still like Batman and stuff? Because it's nostalgia. We used to play those things as kids. We're
Yeah,
older now, but it's like those things still register in our minds as fun. Haru Suzumiya still counts as a good show to me because it can take these 180 turns. It's this fun show.
yeah.
It's not this high school anime about romance and how he's into the harem. No, it's about how
Hmm.
this crazy god chick doesn't know that she's God and has unknowingly collected these amazing people in this one human dude who has to find out all this stuff and cope with it.
Yep. Such is life.
Such is life.
Yeah.
Um, so let's talk about something else.
I believe it's your turn.
Um, you haven't seen Clannad, have you?
No, and I probably never will.
You need to watch Clannad.
I'm done with high school anime.
I don't care what you're done with or not. You need to watch it.
I need more Shonen and Gundam. Seriously.
I don't care what you need. Look, the thing made me and David cry, or Takio cry. So, you know what?
Okay, fine. If it made you two cry, then it must be as good as Angel Beats.
Yes. Actually, why am I checking my list? I'm about to check your list. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I already have an idea what I'm gonna pick next.
um,
I'm looking at it right now.
Mr. Pendragon.
Mr. Pendragon.
Uh, oh wait, no, I'm the watching thing. I just need to catch up on that. I missed the episode last night of Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh, it was last night. I need to go watch it then.
Yeah,
Actually, no.
it's Thursdays.
I need to watch it.
I need to catch up on my Durarara. Actually, I'm an episode behind.
I know you are. You need to catch up because tomorrow's the next episode.
Yeah, no crap, man. I know. Oh.
Oh, oh.
Darker Than Black.
Okay, I can get down with that.
I can get down with some Darker Than Black. Darker Than Black is such a well done show. My man Hey slash BK201.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get around to watching the second season?
There's a second season.
Yeah,
I might have. I don't remember.
it's
I know I
called.
watched the OVAs recently.
It's like Darker Than Black Genesis or something like that.
Oh no, then I haven't seen it. I didn't know there was a second season. Another
Yeah,
thing for me to go watch.
yeah. Darker Than Black was such a surreal show. Like, cause we watched at the same time,
Yeah.
and it was such a surreal show. I loved it. It was like that's some shonen anime I get behind.
Yep.
It's like
Which is why I
that
love
Gurren
shonen.
Lagann and like Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's some shonen anime I can get behind because it's like so awesome.
it is.
Like it's a new spin on mutants because like they're not total outcasts
Yeah, they're a part of
because you
society, and then
because you can't
you have the
tell.
contractors. Yeah, then you have the contractors who work for whoever pays them, pretty much bounty hunters, I guess.
Yeah,
And it's just beautiful,
it's very
all of it.
beautiful, very very beautiful.
Like
And you know,
the best fights in the show were when the contractors were fighting each other, hands down.
yeah,
Because it was just
and
unfair when Hay was beating up on normal people.
oh yeah, big time. And like, I'm not one to like main characters. I try to stem away from liking main characters,
Mm-hmm.
but Hay was by far my favorite character. No one could compare to Hay except
Mm-hmm.
February because I can't remember her other name.
Yeah.
The fact that February can mess with Hay's head so much, like I was like, what happened? What'd she do to him? Like,
Yeah.
because Hay is emotionless. Hay never loses cool. Hay is this guy who has this fake person. He's basically like Dexter Morgan.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like this entire, fake. And then at night he turns in. He's like Batman. Like he turns into this
Yep.
emotionless dude who's like awesome.
He puts on his mask and it's all like it's time to kill some people.
I know, right? And that mask looks freaking awesome. I want that mask.
So
And
do
then,
I.
but but it's like, she could get a reaction at him. She could. It took to the point where he choked her and put her up against the wall. And I was like, calm down, hey, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
and even in the OVAs, like when they were moving around and she was getting like her own personality, he was like, "What in the world is going on? I don't understand." And the fact that he was even taking orders from her, I was like, "What? This is backwards." Like I'm like, usually he's the one giving the orders and she's just doing whatever, and then she's getting her own personality now, and he's all like, "Oh snap!" And then in the end of the OVA, when she like goes full haywire, he's like losing it, and I'm like, "Hey, pull yourself together, man."
Yeah. What was I gonna say? What was Hayes' price though? I forgot what was Hayes' price. Or did he not have a
He
price?
didn't have one because he technically didn't have any powers, according to the wiki at least. Because I went and read it after watching the show because I was like, because everyone assumed that his price was that he had to eat a lot of food,
Yeah.
but apparently that's not the case. He just likes to eat a lot of food. He doesn't really have one. So
But everyone has a price, and them prices be sick sometimes. Like that red-haired chick that Ray straight up.
I was
Ray
just
is
thinking
a
about her.
torture. Ray is a torture master, man. He all like put her down, broke her fingers, and I was like,
Yep.
"Gosh, hey, calm down." But then he was like, "Okay, eat," and I was like, "Okay, dude, you're freaking a weirdo sometimes. Like, you break the chick's hand, you torture, her, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna help you eat. Like, what
Yeah.
happens up with that?" But she must have the worst life ever as a contractor to have to kill and drink the blood of children.
Yeah, that some of the prices are just really twisted and
And then
back.
the first guy at the beginning would like break his fingers.
Yep. I'm like, dude, what? Seriously, but then there's Mao. I never understood why Mao never had a price.
I think because Mao can't do his price when he switches. Like his price is having to stay in the body. Like I think the
Oh.
game on his price is like if you don't get back to your original body, you're screwed.
But then in the OVA, there was another person that was just like Mao, and she was inhabiting a dog's body, and she never. Well, I mean, she switched, but you never saw what her price was either.
Exactly. I don't think they have prices because their price is really just you have to get back to your body or you're screwed. You have to stay in this other body.
Oh, okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that's the only thing.
There's not much to say on Darker Than Black because I like Darker Than Black. I don't have a
Yeah.
clear memory of it though.
Neither do I. All I remember was, hey, going after the syndicate, and something happened.
Being a boss. But yeah, you're up.
Clannad. I mean, not Clannad. Claymore.
Claymore. I was gonna say,
Claymore.
did I just ask you if you've seen Planet Fool?
Yeah. No, my brain wandered. No, Claymore.
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 You are asking me to reach deep, okay?
And back and deep into your past. No, this was more recent for me. So
Well, this was
Couple years.
a couple years ago for me, and it was the first anime that I've actually went all out on. I remember distinctly. I started at 8, not like 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
Hmm.
I didn't finish until 7 o'clock that morning.
Good job.
Only
Time well
bathroom
spent.
breaks. Only bathroom breaks.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
no, the show. The show. Oh my goodness, that show. I'm thinking
it got
back.
it deserves a second season so much.
It
The
does
manga
deserve a
just
second
ended a
season.
couple months ago. I heard.
Really?
Yeah, the manga
That's
went on for a
unfortunate.
while.
That's
Um,
unfortunate.
it had to like that ending was so lackluster. I wanted more. They didn't have more, and I was pissed.
Totally. Like, okay, I'm thinking back to the first episode. She went into town, and didn't she end up killing like some guy because he was a monster, right?
Yeah, dude, I still remember the ending pretty vividly. Like, it was just they fought. Priscilla straight dipped after turning into a monster, and that was the end of the
Yep.
show. And I was like,
And you
what
were
the
like, wait, what? Yeah. You're like, isn't there supposed to be more? Like, what happened to Priscilla? What happened to everybody else? What's going on? And then the girl that was following her around all the time was like, oh, I want to become like you guys. And I was like, are
I
you
can't remember her the
mental?
main character, the chick's name from Claymore. That's how
No,
far back
I
it
don't
is.
either. Yeah. It was like a year and a half for me ago that I watched it.
Dude, it was like 4 years ago for me.
Yeah. So it's been
Maybe
a
even
long
longer.
time.
It's been a long. I remember the plot, and I remember it was like
Mhm.
the weirdest thing. It's like 1 or 2 in the morning, or whatever time it was. I didn't check the time, but it was like I'm watching this show, and then the main character girl and the guy that was following her around, like they're making out as like this is the point where he had lost his arm. And it's like,
Mm.
why am I so weirded out by this? Like, I still don't know why I was weirded out by this as a kid, but I was like, this is the weirdest thing ever. Why are you making out with this dude who just lost his arm? He has to be like in immense pain or something.
Yeah.
It was just so weird for me. Like now it's like okay, it's normal, but like before I was like, oh my god, why am I so weirded out by this?
Yeah, totally. No, Claymore.
I
Claymore was
could
a good show.
my mind could not process it.
No, Claymore was a good show. Just the dynamic between the characters and just it just seemed more like one of those adventure shows, sort of like Digimon, I guess you could compare it
Yeah,
to.
definitely.
Wandering around the country, slaying baddies, and
Slaying baddies, you know it.
then the Legendary Three show up, and they're all like, "Oh yeah, we're here to kick your butt because you went rogue." And I was like, "Wait, what?"
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I shouldn't have brought that one up too long ago.
You watch The World Only God Knows?
You know, I've been waiting for you to watch that show.
I hear it's good, but it's like it looks like more of a romance school anime that I don't.
Okay, honestly, yes, it is, but it has its own spin on it. It's more like this. The main character is a video gamer, which a lot of people can relate to. He plays a lot of those romance games, and he's like
Oh
the
god.
god of all. He conquers like all females that he comes across in his
Oh
games.
god.
So I know it sounds really bad, but it's a good show. But so then this Shinigami shows up, and she's all like, "Oh, well, I think she was a Shinigami. I'm not 100% sure." She shows up and she's all like, "I need you to conquer these girls and release these demons so that I can get my job back." It's one of those shows. So he's all
You
like,
know what?
"I
Let's
have."
talk about Demon King Daimon, because I see you watch this, and I don't know why. I don't know why.
You're like, just change the subject quickly.
I don't even want to finish hearing this. But why on earth did you watch Demon King Daimon? I shouldn't have watched Demon King Daimon.
None of us should have. Even Zach told me not to watch it. He was like, "Don't watch that show," and I was like,
Dude, the show is so retarded. I was just on
"Yeah."
Netflix and I was looking at stuff, and I'd already watched Desert Punk, and Desert Punk was actually pretty good,
Mm.
despite all the sexual jokes, cursing, violence, pervertedness.
And everything bad that's with the world.
Yeah, but come on, Demon King Daimon was just bad. It was just bad. Like,
I'm just
the
thinking
plot
back.
was
What was it
stupid.
about again? It was this guy went to college and his
It was like
occupation was going to
it
be
was like
Demon
a
King, right?
monster. Yeah, it was like supposed to be a demon king. And I was like, it made no sense. It had no coherent story. It was just
It
him trying
didn't.
to
He
fight
just shows
stuff.
up to school and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're going to become a Demon King," and everyone's
And
like,
then
"Wait,
like he
what?"
fights it off, and it's like, what's my new occupation? And you're still a demon king. And then that's the end. I'm like, what was the
You're like,
opportunity
nothing
to
has
kill him?
changed. Yeah, nothing has changed, and you're just like, "Oh, this is great. This is great." No, that's probably like that's like far down my list of good anime. That's like
Yeah,
awful. I should have never watched it. I don't know why I did.
yeah, yeah. It was stupid. It was stupid.
It was
Did
stupid.
we talk about? Yeah. So you see how quick that went. That's how you know it's bad.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not even worth your
Want
time.
to talk about Madoka Magica, which I still haven't watched yet?
We could talk about Madoka Magica, my
Heck
favorite
no, I
show of
still
all
haven't
time.
finished it yet, fool.
When are you gonna finish it, man? How far are you?
I already didn't got, but I haven't got past episode 1. It's just an acid trip, man. I don't feel like watching an acid trip right now.
What's okay? That is what makes that show so beautiful. The artistry, how
You
each.
dropped Toradora? What's wrong with you?
I did drop Toradora. I grew bored
Why?
with it. I seriously grew bored with it. I told you, I'm not a high school romance kind of guy.
I don't care. I haven't finished Toradora. It's still a good show.
I dropped it because I was bored. No, even though Takio was all like, "You need to finish it," I'm like, "No, forget it. I don't have the time or the brain capacity to finish the show because it's just so lame."
Says the guy who watches all the Fate stays.
You know what? I don't care. Fate is a good show. Fate is a good show.
Come on, man. You walked right into that one. You know my
No, I
thing.
did. I did. Shots fired.
I gotta watch Batum. Batum looks good. I've heard of it.
Okay, I'm gonna warn you right now. Batum gets sort of weird somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
Just warning you.
I've
Yeah,
heard.
I've been told it got weird, so I was like, I'm just gonna watch it anyway. I mean, if you depending on where you watch it, it'll probably be they'll probably have removed that episode, but I mean, it's sort of like on SAO level of that one episode in SAO that was
What the
just off the wall.
with the slugs? With the slugs?
Well, there's that episode, and then there's the other episode where the guy pretty much,
Oh, when Kirito beat the crap out of him?
yeah, that episode.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's on that level.
Let's watch Chobits, something that is super awesome.
Yeah, and Age is Old, and I watched it a couple weeks ago.
H
So
is old, dude. Chobits has like such a new art. I'm gonna check right now when this came out. Chobits,
Chobits came out ages ago, just from the art style. That's all I'm saying.
dude. It aired 2002. It's not that
What?
old. Yeah,
That's old for me.
2002, dude.
How old was I in 2002?
I don't know. I was 2.
97, 98, 2000. I was like 7 or 8, I think. When
Yeah,
that
dude. I
came
was
out.
like 2.
Yeah. No, that show, Chobits, I don't know. I love Chobits. It's not one of my
Chobits,
favorite shows of all times, but it's a good show.
Chobits was good.
Yeah.
Chobits has it's not my top 10 either. Nor like my top 20.
Mm,
But it has a special place in my heart.
it does. I think it deserves a special place in everyone's heart.
Yeah, it just changed because it was one of there were very few anime that make me want to go read the manga, and as of right now, it's like Chobits. So far, it wanted me to read the manga has been Chobits, Air Gear, Darker Than Black for a while, but I never finished it,
And Attack on Titan.
and Attack on Titan,
Which, by the way,
as well as Dead Man Wonderland.
Oh, I heard about that.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. You need to watch.
It's actually in my library. I need to go pick up the manga.
Death Note did not drive me to go want to read Death Note. I just read Death Note because it was convenient.
Yeah.
But
Have some spare time. It's there. You're like, oh.
yeah, Chobits. I finished Chobits the manga in 2 days. They were like
Yeah, it's really short.
thick. No, it was just 2 thick books, and I was like,
Mhm.
I just read them, and I was like, okay.
That's the end of that.
But Chobits was a really well done show. I know you had some problems. I'm gonna let you start. List all your problems to me with Chobits right now.
There's too much heartbreak in that show. I absolutely hate that. It's heartbreaking because you look.
Come on, man up, come on.
The main character is
I
all.
watch Chobits when I watch Claymore. Come on, man. Man up. Get out of here.
Let's see.
Dude, that was like 1 weekend. I was on a spree. I watched Claymore, Chobits, rewatched Gurren Lagann, and then watched Bleach.
Okay, yeah, you were out of control that day.
I was out of control.
No, Chobits. I don't really have a lot of problems with it. It's confusing in a sense because this main character gets this personal computer, which is pretty much an android, I guess you could call it.
Comms, baby.
Persicom, yeah, that's what they call him in the show. And he gets one for free, pretty much, and they discover that it's one of these legendary Chobits, and you're like, oh, yay. what does that mean for the rest of the show? And honestly, the show is more of him trying to get not to get a personal attachment to this lifelike thing because he's never had a relationship with a girl before, and everyone around him, everyone else who has like these persicoms are telling him, don't fall in love with your persicom, you're going to get bit in the butt later down the line.
Dude,
I'm
like, you know, like people falling in love with persicoms is like has in that world has to be like worse than depression. Like
yes,
like
that's
so much.
exactly what
It's like
it is.
depression for us is like on a global scale a problem, but for them, like persicom loving merits, that's the even bigger problem.
Yeah, it seemed like world hunger, like that much of an issue
Yeah,
it is.
it's like everyone is either okay, I'm for persicoms or against persicoms. What the one person I didn't like was that it was like the grocery store chick who went to a school or something that was like in love with him, but
Yeah.
because she had been hurt because her boyfriend left her for a persicom or something.
Yeah, something like that. Oh yeah, and then
Yeah,
the
she
baker. The baker was the guy. Yeah.
The baker chick, yeah. She
Yeah.
annoyed the bejesus out of me.
She annoyed me too because she needed to stop like trying to suck up to people and trying to make them feel bad for her. Like you just stop. Like nobody cares. You had this traumatizing experience. Move on with your life.
Yeah.
The guy lost his persicom now. He's sad and depressed, but he's still moving on with his life.
Okay,
I mean,
can we get something out of the way first before we go any further?
yes, continue.
The almost when she became a porn star episode. Can we just get that out of the way, please? It's way long.
I completely forgot about that actually.
Dude, it's stuck with me for years. I can't get it out of my head.
I've just moved on. I'm like, forget that episode. It never
Cannot
happened.
move on from that
Just
episode.
don't think about it.
It went too far, man. Too
It
far.
went way too far. I was like, what are you people thinking? Just stop. Do you not know when to stop? Like, as soon as this guy showed up, I was like, this guy is shady. I was like, he's so shady. And
He's
like, just,
shadier than Slim Shady, and he's white.
no, this guy. Oh my goodness! Like even the part of town that they were in, I was like, oh, this is that part of town. I was like,
Exactly.
"Whoa, just walk away.
So messed up. Yeah.
No, moving on from that. Graduating.
Okay, I just want to get out of the way. But
Yeah.
you're right. There was a lot of heartbreak, but at the same time, there was a lot of bonding. Like, I
Yeah.
forget. Did his roommate and the teacher they stayed together, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's another problem I had with the show.
Whoa! What's wrong with them? They had like a good love story.
I don't have any problem with their love story. It's just the way it turned out so quickly and so smoothly, and from the perspective of the main character, it just seemed so out of left field because
Well,
he's going to
no,
school.
because you're not looking at the fact that it had been it had been going on for a while.
For so long. Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, from the viewpoint of the main character, he's coming to school and all of a sudden their teacher disappears and so does his best friend. You find out later that, oh, they're hooking up and you're like, wait, what? Like, double take. What is going on?
Well, at this point, there was already that time she came to his house drunk as crap and like passed out.
Yeah.
And thought she was coming on to him when really she was just
She was just upset.
yeah. And like, wasn't she married and then like left her
Yeah,
husband?
she is married. That's the other thing. Like, she's married. I understand where she's coming from. Her husband fell in love with these persicons, and she's like, oh,
Yeah, man. Like they say, I'm gonna get flamed for saying this, but like women in this world say that men are pigs and like dogs, and that we can't stay faithful. Well, in that world, they can't even stay faithful to real women. They are going unfaithful to robotic women.
yeah, pretty much it's bad.
Like women here should be thankful now. Like, well, at least it's not falling in love with a robot.
right. No, we're gonna get bombed for saying that.
We're gonna so bomb for saying that.
But no, it's just so many people falling for these persicoms. I'm like, I understand why there's no laws surrounding it because nobody cares, honestly.
Like, well, I mean,
Nobody
if you
cares.
think about it, we're some hardcore nerds. We I understand. But, like, you have to think, if we weren't disciples and there were some computers that could replace real human interaction,
Totally.
how many people would jump on that? Come on. How many people would jump on that?
Yeah. I mean, it's like anime pretty much because
You can't even lie and say you wouldn't jump at the chance or something like that because you don't even like human interaction.
nope. You're just
I
like,
don't
oh,
like it
if
either.
there's an easier way, then I'll take it. But at the end of the day, it's not human, eventually it breaks, and that's where everyone was coming from in the show. They're like, don't fall in love with them because they all break eventually. Like, even in the show, there was this one kid who was helping him with his Persicon, and he was all like, oh, well, I have this Persicon that's modeled after my sister,
Oh
but at the same
yeah.
time, he's like, don't fall in love with him because you'll end up getting hurt, but at the same time, he still loved this Persicon as if it was his sister. So I was like, dude, you're mental, just stop. You're going to end up hurting yourself.
Dude,
Like,
where were his? I think, dude, I believe that kid lost his whole family. Like, his sister was the
yeah.
only one. He already lost his parents and he has all this money. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah,
Kid's like,
I understand
the
because
kid's like 12 and he lost his sister, the last closest person to him, and that was a crap ton of money. So what else do you want him to do?
right, and he builds this Persicon based off of his sister, tries programming it to be like his sister, but he failed, so he gives up. But at the same time, this Persicon is so obsessed with his sister. It's like, oh, I want to be like your big sister, and he's all like, you can't do that, you can't do that. And then in the end, when she almost breaks because she tries to hack into the syndicate system, trying to find out about the Chobits, she ends up getting damaged, and he's all like, no, and she's like, I still want to become like your sister, please replace those missing files, and he's all like, I'm not going to do that. And that was one of the most beautiful moments in the show because he graduated from his need for his older sister and went on to say, oh, you're a Persicon, but at the same time you mean more to me than just a simple computer.
I mean, like, neither of us can really connect to that because, one, you're the oldest of three, and two, I'm an only child.
Yeah.
So it's like, I've never had anyone like that, and you haven't had anyone to look up to because you've been the one everyone looks up to. So it's like, neither of us can really grasp what he was feeling because, I mean, I understand, like, if I had someone like that, that would, I mean, I have, in a sense, an older brother. And if something happened to him, I would probably lose my mind and, like, go on a rampage.
Yeah.
Like,
destroy everything.
Yeah. But it's like, I couldn't see myself grieving over him for that long.
Neither can
I. Because I think he might come out from the afterlife and smack me and say, go on with your life.
Just like, get on with your life. I'm your Kamina now. Do something with it.
Exactly. Really, that's what he is. He's my Kamina. Like a much weaker version of Kamina, but he's still perfectly Kamina.
Yeah. But no, that was one of the most beautiful moments in the show. But besides that, I feel like that show deserved a little bit more as far as the second season.
Yeah.
Because in the end, it's like, oh, you're still trying to...
Well, not really. Everything got pretty much tied up by the end.
Pretty much, but...
There were like a couple loose ends with the supporting characters. We really cared about them, like the Baker chick. I don't think we really figured out with her. We already knew what happened to his teacher and his roommate.
Yeah, they left.
They just dipped. They were like, peacing out. No Persicons.
Like, peace out. We're getting married. You keep our Persicoms.
Now the little Persicoms did get a spinoff though.
So I saw, and I watched a bit of it.
I didn't watch it.
It's not like a full-on episode. It's like more like a in-between commercial break in the next show kind of thing. Like a couple minutes. Here's a short story, sort of thing.
Ah, true.
Yeah, so it's not worth watching at all. It reminded me of Shugo Chara though, which you shouldn't watch. It's not like it's bad or anything. It's just not your style.
True. If you really want some joining anime, I'd give you Gantz, but I don't feel like traumatizing you.
I'm probably gonna watch it eventually anyway. I mean,
do not watch Gantz under any circumstances, or I swear, the Lord will be my witness. I will find you and I will choke you.
Okay, well then on that premise, I shan't.
Yes, I am making very real threats over the internet.
So, shall we get into the American anime groups that everybody has seen? As far as Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, DBZ.
Well, we only have time for one more, so.
All right. Your pick.
It is my pick, isn't it?
Yes.
I say next week we go with some of the American, but we haven't talked about Attack on Titan, have we?
You know, I've been kind of avoiding that because it breaks my heart because anybody who knows anything has been keeping up with what's going on in Japan about Attack on Titan, and everybody knows that they're making a live-action Attack on Titan movie only in Japan. Now, I say that this movie is going to destroy everything because they're going to make this movie. It's not going to make enough money, and they're not going to have money for the second season.
As far as I know, they don't have Japan as far as live action movies go. As I come to understand, they don't have the same technological. Like I don't think they put the same like
They don't have
advances
this.
like
They don't have the CGI and special effects that we do.
like that we have in America. We're just now getting superhero movies right, like for real.
Yeah. And they've been. I don't know if they're behind, but at the same time, I've seen a few Japanese movies. They're not the greatest.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure they're popular over there where they are, but not over here. And
But
the
if
thing
you-
is, that's the thing with Attack on Titan. Most of the people watching it is the American market, and they're making this live action movie. Who over here in America is going to go and watch that? I mean, a few misguided people that think, "Oh, Attack on Titan, let's go watch it," then they're going to come back disappointed.
Exactly. Like when I went to go see Man of Steel.
Shots fired.
And when I saw the Ant-Man movie, I was really pissed at the Ant-Man movie because
Oh, it came out.
I'm talking about. I mean the trailer.
Oh. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
you
Ant-Man,
talked about
I
that
was
on
pissed
your
off with the
channel.
Ant-Man trailer. It's because like, it was like with Agent Carter, and I had watched, and they had to do back-to-back episodes, and then they put out the trailer, and I was like, I'm going to see this trailer live. I waited for 2 hours to watch this trailer.
And you were disappointed.
I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
So disappointed.
Yeah. No, but
I wasn't disappointed with the Fantastic Four trailer though. That one's actually was pretty good.
now you're steering away from anime.
Oh, again. How could I? With my massive knowledge of not just anime and comic books.
No, but Attack on Titan. I loved that show. They seriously broke the meta with that show because they set it in a world that isn't like any other world before. It's like, humans have started living in these large cities because they're trying to avoid getting eaten by titans, which is like
Did you know it's actually based in Germany?
Yeah, I realized that like after close near the end of the first season because they were in the woods a lot, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Then I looked at the geological locations, and I was like, the only place they can be is Germany.
Yeah, and the first thing that Aaron says is German.
Really?
Yeah, when it's like talking about how like the dog, how there's like the hunting people and crap. Yeah. That's actually German. Stefan told me that actually. He was like, dude, that's German. I was like, oh, for real? Sweet.
Saruga-san knows his stuff.
He is Asian, so.
Let's not get too racist there.
But
no, Attack on Titan.
The thing I find funny about Attack on Titan is it's set in Germany, but Japan is still saying that Asians reign supreme when it comes to killing Titans.
No. Oh.
Yes,
Because
the best two Titan killers are Levi and Mikasa, and
they're related to each other. So you're like
related to each other. They're both Asian. So I won't even give you that. Japan is subliminally telling everyone that even though it's set in Germany, Asians still rule.
Asians are reign supreme. No. Attack on Titan.
When I found it was based in Germany, and I was like, wait a minute. But Mikasa and Levi are Japan uses.
Yeah, but the first episode of Attack on Titan. First thing I have to say, this show is not for anyone. Is not for everyone. It is very, very gory. It is very.
Like Stefan. Stefan does not like Attack on Titan.
Oh, I believe you. He's one of those people that I would think that wouldn't enjoy it. Because he watched Log Horizon.
Well, I don't know what Stefan does like. Like any anime,
he likes Log Horizon. That's all he talked about.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I haven't even seen that.
He's like, it's SAO, but better. That's all he would talk about, and I was like, bro, stop. I can't be bothered. No, Attack on Titan, first episode, everything seems fine. You're like, oh, yeah, they're living this happy, harmonizing life, and it's good. And then the main character, Eren, his father leaves. He's like, I'm a doctor. I need to go help these people. And he's like, when I come back, I'm going to show you what's in the shed. And I was like, whoa.
Where did he actually go?
I think he left the city and went like out into the country somewhere.
Yeah, because they were on the outskirts and he didn't go inside, or they would have found him already.
Yeah, because everyone's looking for him at this point because they're like, he's the only one that can explain anything because he seems to know a lot. But, I mean, first episode, his father leaves, then Titans attack, and, I feel like his father knew. I feel like his father's in on the whole thing.
Of
because he
course,
left
he would.
just at the perfect time. As
Well,
soon as he leaves at Titans.
he left, and then he found Aaron. He injected him with something and gave him the key.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. We don't know when in the timeline that happened. If that happened between during Aaron's training, before his training, or after.
It was
That's
before it. Did you miss the whole thing where he was still a kid when that happened, and now he was it
well,
before he decided to go into the thing? Get your memory straight, dude. Come on.
it's a while since I've watched Attack on Titan.
Yeah, it happens right after they get out. They get in there, and then all the food's rationing and stuff, and then he has
Oh, it
that
happened
dream.
during that. Okay, yeah, okay, never mind. But it's weird because you watch the first episode and you think, oh, it's gonna be another show in an anime, and they're gonna fight these creatures, and then they straight up show you Aaron's mom getting eaten by a Titan, and you're like,
Oh man,
what?
that was devastating. If that was me, I might have grabbed one of Han's blades and
It's
tried to
swords
go
and gone after the Titan.
and gone
Yes.
after that thing. It would have been like, dude, I would have died.
Yeah, but still, righteous indignation or something like that. But no, Attack on Titan. That first episode really set the pace for the rest of the show. I mean, granted, there were a few slow episodes, like when they started their training, and I mean, yes, things happened. Yes, there was character development, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I mean, nothing's really happening. And then you get into the later end of season one, and they all find out that Aaron's a Titan. They're like, we need you to come help us take back the city, and
It's
everyone's
not
like,
season
yeah.
one. That's like the end. That's like middle of season one.
Yeah, that's the middle of season one. So they're all traveling, and then Titans start attacking, and this whole plot unfurls about how there are other people like Aaron who can transform into Titans, and it seems that they're the ones leading the Titan. And even like later in the show, like me and my brother, he's the one who pointed this out to me, and then you mentioned it later. He said that he watched Attack on Titan. I told you this, right?
Yeah.
And he said when he after like through the halfway through the first season, he was like, "So if other people turn into Titans, doesn't that make the first Titan who attacked the city a person?" And I was like, "Wait, what?" So I went back watched the first episode, and I was like,
Yeah,
"What?"
I figured that out. Um, like
So
I
just went
noticed
from,
that after when the lightning happened, I was like,
yeah,
okay.
when the lightning happened, that's
And
what he
I
said too,
remembered I
because
was
he was
like,
like,
okay, the first two times there was always a strike of lightning, and then the Titan
"Yeah."
showed up.
And then the first episode, lightning strikes, Titan shows up, kicks in the door, and leaves. Lightning strikes again, and he disappears, and you're like, and my brother Bartholomew was like, "There you go," and I was like, "Ah, what?" That means they've been controlling the whole thing from the background for a long time, and that makes me question where these new Titans who are in Aaron's squad. I'm like, they have to be kids during that time, right? Because Aaron was a kid. I mean, somewhere between when the first Titan attacked and now, they became Titans themselves because I don't think that they were born Titans. I mean, if we're rolling with the logic that you have to be turned into a Titan the same way Aaron was turned into a Titan, then
Yeah,
we have to
yeah.
assume that.
That's why I'm waiting so much for season two because I want some answers to these things. And have you seen that?
So many questions.
Have you seen that meme?
What meme?
Where it was like so it's like the big Russian looking dude and
Mm,
then like that his friend and then Annie and like Annie's walking away and the big dude who's Yarmar Titan like reaches for her and he's
mm.
like and like the caption is we Titan people have to stick together.
You're gonna have to show me that after this. But no, Attack on Titan. The second half of season one was brilliant because a lot of plot development, a lot of character development.
I
Learn.
like the end of season two because them Titan fights were off the chain.
Yep. Like especially when Annie shows up and she's all like, "Oh yeah, I'm the female Titan. Let's duke it out." And Aaron goes off the wall, and they're just punching her through buildings, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Ah, it's so beautiful." Yeah, but I just love the later end of season one because the character developments. Then you learn more about Mikasa, and you learn that she's not as heartless as she looks. She actually deeply cares about Aaron, and I'm like,
I
is there a
already knew she
romance
was cared
going
about
on
it.
here? Or
That was like a
well,
no-brainer. Because she kept
well,
trying to take care of him, and he was like, I don't need to take care of him, real man.
right, but I don't know. I feel like there's a romance brewing there, and I don't know if I like it.
Okay, dude, you have to understand something. There's not going to be a romance. It's going to, since you've seen Bleach, I'm going to break this down in a way that you'll know. It's like, or
Or
Ichi,
Hime
it's
and
like
Ichigo.
it's like Ichihime. That's what it is. It's Ichihime. It's like Naruto and Sakura. It's not gonna
It's
work
just
out.
never gonna happen. It
It's
better not
never.
happen. I mean, with the way things are going now, it might happen because they're gonna be like, oh, we need something to keep sales up.
Well, because it won't fit
It doesn't because this is a
because
post-apocalyptic
Aaron is
world
gonna
in a
die.
sense.
You know why? Because Aaron's gonna die a virgin.
Yeah, that's your concern.
No, it's because Aaron. Okay, don't get me wrong. Aaron's a good main character, but he is not a focused main character.
He's not. He's all over the place.
He is so hell bent on killing all these titans that dude. You have people that care about you. You're gonna waste your life away trying to kill these things, and the fact you can turn into one is not gonna help that fact.
It's not.
It's already been proven on multiple occasions that titans can take you down.
Yeah. He's honestly, I just feel like they should have I understand why they designed Aaron like the way they did. He's completely useless as a soldier. Like he can't even use his swords properly. I mean, in the earlier episodes, he got eaten. I mean, he's that bad.
He did go out like a G though.
Yeah, saving his friend. That was
Like the dude lost a leg, kept going, ripped Armin out of there, lost an arm, and then turned to a straight titan like a G.
Yeah, he went out like a boss. Everyone should go out like that. But I understand why they did what they did because they're making him seem weak as a thing and making him have to rely on this superpower as you were, I guess.
Them super Asians.
Yeah.
And them super Asians.
Yeah.
Then
Oh,
Levi.
now we have to talk about Levi because you said
Levi is
that.
by far my favorite character of that whole show.
Mine too. Mine too.
Um,
He's
no
so
offense,
dynamic.
like literally, Aaron is just too high strong and stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Asala is too prissy and annoying on the fact that she needs to keep protecting Aaron. Armin's just fucking useless. Oh my god, I just dropped the F word.
Control your tongue.
I need to go repent. I dropped it. That's how much I don't like Armin. And I know a guy at school named Armin, and he's like a freaking he's like he got out of juvie, or yeah he's out of juvie. And he's like on probation, and it's so funny. He's a cool dude. He watches anime, but but like I hate Armin. He is so useless.
I don't think anybody likes Armin.
He can't use the things right. He can't use the
He can't fight. He can't
fight. And his speeches suck. The times he's made speeches, they even failed.
Yeah, I mean,
that speech he made about having, the Titan power failed. The general had to stop the dude from killing them.
Yeah, no, I mean, the only thing Armin has going for him is his brain, because he's the only one who started piecing together the whole mystery. Because, like, when they were moving through the forest and they were just chilling, he's all like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
that whole excuse of how he knew that Annie was a female Titan who killed the Titans because he had helped clean that dude's maneuver gear was some straight up crap. Come on. That maneuver gear looked clean as crap. There was no distinguishable scars that would tell you that it's just come on, really? Really?
Well, honestly, yeah, it's a joke because those are threads. They're not like pieces of metal. There's threads. How are you going to tell that she grabbed onto them? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Oh, yeah. It just doesn't make any sense.
I think one of my favorite fights is not at the end, but in the forest when she slaughters Levi's team and Levi finds out.
Yeah, because they were riding, and then Levi's all...
Fix your audio, dude. We lost you.
And they all die. Just,
Okay, could you say that because we just lost you? You just cut out really bad just now. So we heard that they were writing and then you cut out.
Oh, sorry. They were riding and then Levi, like each one of them goes off. They all die. Then Levi gets up and just like, it's over. Let's do this, and just absolutely destroys her by trapping her in. I'm like, Asians be master race. Like seriously.
Because Levi was ticked, and then she got away.
Yeah.
And then Aaron caught her, and Aaron was like, "Okay, it's a wrap. You are going down." And
yeah, pretty much.
She beat the tar out of him.
Yeah, she's like, "You know nothing about this power." Boom, get wrecked. Pretty much like
I think that the less skin you have, you're more powerful. That's what I've come to believe. Because if you think about it, all the regular Titans that everybody like Levi can take out with ease and Mix can take out with ease, that even Aaron can take out, they
mm.
all have skin on them, right?
Yeah, and then the
But
larger ones are
but
really
the
muscular.
Colossal Titan, no skin. Annie, no skin. The Armor Titan has the arm where he needs it, but not all over his skin. It's not skin, it's more like padding.
Right.
To where Aaron has actual skin, so I think that makes him soft. And
Pretty
so,
much.
which is why he's got the crap kicked out of him more than once. Now, I have heard in the manga that there are more people that turn the Titans, and that the Colossal Titan and the Armor Titan have a fight inside the walls. At one point.
That better be in season 2.
I know, right?
I want to see that. Some Titan battle action.
Yeah, because and at the end of season 1, though, when they find out the walls are made of Titans.
Oh, honestly, I expected that because the entire show I was wondering how in the world do they have the engineering and manpower to build these walls? Like it's completely impossible that they can build walls that tall with the time frame that they're in and the technology they have. It was absolutely impossible, and I was waiting for them to pull out a mulligan and be all like, "Oh yeah, aliens" or some nonsense like that. And I was like, "Here we go with the mulligan," and then they're like, "Oh no, the walls are made out of Titans," and I was like, there you go. Makes perfect sense.
So, have you read the 2 spin-off mangas? I've only have the first issue of both.
I saw them. I haven't picked them up yet.
Oh, well, I own both of them. So, the first one is Levi's backstory, which we will get into another episode because Levi deserves his own episode.
He does deserve his own episode because he's Levi.
But the other one is very odd to me because it's the story of a Titan attacks and gets in the walls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's pregnant? She's like, "Oh, the Titans come here to save us," and he eats her and regurgitates her, but the baby survives.
What?
And they cut open, the baby's still there. So I don't know how they made this logic in their head, but they were like, "Oh, it's a Titan son." It's like,
wait,
really?
what?
No, he was already.
No. That's what? No, they're mad. They're crazy. That doesn't
Okay,
make any
I'm gonna grab the manga. I'm gonna grab the manga right now. Where is it?
Go get it because that no.
That's Wonderland.
Just that's scientifically impossible. I mean, I get where they're coming from, and I get the running gag is, you know what I'm getting at, right?
Yes.
That running gag.
I have too much manga.
Well, at least you do. I need more.
Yeah, I own all this manga, so.
But yeah, it's just that sometimes they don't know when to stop.
Dude, where the crap is it?
It's not here. You probably put it in your bag or something.
No, I didn't put it in my bag. I know that I don't have the actual first one because my mother's reading it. Oh, right in front of my freaking face. Here it is.
Good job.
All right, but yeah, it's called Before the Fall.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, I need to pick it up.
Yeah, the
Find
Titan
that page
son.
so we can just pull that page up.
Okay, look, cut alive from his mother's womb after she had been eaten by a rampaging Titan. Kuklo has spent his life in chains as a freakish curiosity and a feared abomination. Eventually, the boy they called Titan Son, finds himself sold to wealthy merchant Dario Incencio as a plaything for his cruel and obituous son Savvy. Kuklio knows nothing but abuse and neglect, but help may come from the most unexpected place, which is actually the dude's daughter. So yeah, that makes absolutely no sense.
Okay, just reading that, I was like, lies, all lies. He's not the Titan's son. Why did they put him in chains? I mean, I understand that they're confused and weirded out and they're like, oh, what in the world, this kid survived. But at the same time, there have been instances in history where women have been pregnant and they ended up dying like in an accident or whatever and the baby survives. And they don't call that like a freak. They don't call the child a freak. It was just, he's a victim of circumstance. So what? His mom got eaten by a Titan and he ended up surviving. That's luck. He should have been left alone and just put in an orphanage or something, and not
You know
this.
these
This
people are
is.
paranoid as crap when it comes to Titan anything. You know they just about killed Aaron when they found out he was a Titan, and
I mean,
they even made a valid case that they could use him.
yes, true, granted, but the just it it that is just I have no words for that nonsense.
Yeah. But alright, yeah, that concludes our talk on Attack on Titan, which was just a bunch of us rambling about how we like the show and things we didn't like about the show and things we liked about the show.
Pretty much.
But this is Johnson160 signing off, and Technology Mage, if you have any last words for the viewers at home, our one viewer at home.
No, I don't think I do. Not today.
Alright, this is Johnson160 and Technology Mage signing off. Peace, guys.